Quality food service starts with the best ingredients, passion, hard work, the right specialist, and a solid plan. But a plan is not enough. What about your policy, your mission, or creating a vision? Who is capable of helping you with the best hospitality decisions? A specialist. But a specialist on its own can't know everything, can't be everywhere, can't know all specs, can't have all the time, can't give you all the support you need, can't be all over the world, can't guarantee the best quality, and can't make the best decisions. But our FCSI consultants, together with our network, our knowledge, our connections and our system, they know everything. Our management and design consultants are everywhere. They know all the specs and all the newest innovations. They have all the time. They can give you the support you need. Together, they have all the experiences they need to help you make the best decisions. Together, we know the industry. Together, we can be all over the world and give strong independent advice to fulfill your solid plan and secure your future. FCSI is about products, projects, but most of all, about people. Together we share, we support, we inspire. FCSI.
So, Anton, I am, I call it curious is the right word in English, right? So to understand, I want to understand what's coming up now. It's not just a feeling, now facts.
Okay, I take care of that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Or maybe you can talk a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
First, yeah.
That's okay. Then I share my presentation, if it's okay, Frank, and then I take it over. Let's see who to share it. Good morning, everybody. The right screen. Now I'm sharing. So I'm going to talk about, and finally I explain a product called Future Proof, in Dutch Toekomstproof. It's dedicated to the healthcare sector, but first I'm going to tell who I am. Anton François, I'm working as a consultant, interim manager, project manager, specialized in the healthcare industry. So hospitals, elderly homes, nursery homes, and specialized in all what is concerning the food department. And beside that, I am a partner of a group where we support the healthcare business with everything concerning developments on food. And so we came on this subject of the SDGs. I'm already since 2006 member of the FCSI, and I'm the president in the Netherlands at this moment. So I'm going to try to tell you about the SDGs and especially the relation to the CSR. Here are some explanations about all the words. So the SDG are the Sustainable Development Goals. The CSR are corporate social responsibility. And there were Millennium Development Goals, and there are some organizations which are called the NGOs. So when you hear all those shortcuts, you know what it means. So what Frank already a little bit said, the United Nations is the global organization who developed the sustainability goals. And they were born, what I write here, of a need for a universal call for action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all by 2030. So it's a really big program. All the countries contributed who are a partner of the United Nations to development those goals. So I talked, and one of the woman who was partner from the Netherlands also is one of the developers of the product, which I tell at the end. So where are they coming from? So for me, it was also new, but there were already Millennium Development Goals that they were projected for the period 2000-2015. But they were specially projected on, how do you call that, to poverty. So not really to get a sustainable world. The SDGs, they affect all the countries. If you are rich or poor or middle class, doesn't matter. And they are really focused that every country has to develop and has to achieve those goals. So in the European Union, we're all partner, the Nordics since last week. So welcome to the European Union. They all have to achieve those goals. Now, how did they do that? You see here, they have to integrate the Millennium Goals to a country program. And here you see all the parts of the 17 goals. I show you later the 17 goals. They come from the economic side, they come from green goals, social goals, economic goals, biosphere. So all the things who support or contribute to sustainability are a goal. So here you see the 17 goals. As you can see, you can read them yourself, but simple one, number one is no poverty. Number 14, life below water. We fish a lot of fish out of the sea. In what way is that responsible? Number 4, quality of education. Number 5, gender equality is very actual, especially in the Netherlands. Number 7, affordable and clean energy. So the transformation from traditional to electric. 17, partnership for the goals. So you have, and I'm coming back to that later, you have to involve all your partners to get, you can do it alone to achieve those sustainability goals. So each goal you have to achieve. Each country has to achieve those goals. So the next picture is where we are in the Netherlands. So maybe I invite now some Dutch partners when they give their opinion, but also you can give your opinion when you think what the Netherlands can achieve. What you see here is the green one is what we achieved. So in the Netherlands we have no poverty, but the arrow signifies there are still some challenges. It's stagnation, so there is no further progress. So you can see the color of the picture, how red we didn't achieve, dark orange significant challenges remain, light orange challenges remain, green achieved, and the arrow gives an indication what the development is. So we can think we achieved a lot in Europe, and in this case the Netherlands, but we have a lot of things to do. For example, quality of education. We think we have a really high standard of education in the Netherlands. That's true, but there are challenges remaining, and there is no progress at this moment. So that gives a government, but also schools, but also students the chance, the challenge to get more progress to get it green. So this picture must be available for each country where the country is staying in the progress. What's very special for the Netherlands is zero hunger. We always think in the Netherlands nobody has hunger, but there are still a lot of people who have zero hunger, who have not achieved the zero hunger stage, and there's no progress, as you see on the arrow. Are there some Dutch who want to react? No? Maybe later.
Yes, Anton, I had to switch off my button. So for someone who's colorblind like me, it's quite difficult to see the colors. But I agree with you that that there's still a lot of doing, and mainly in the first part in poverty, because more and more people are getting the problems how to feed themselves and their children. So we didn't have that before. I think, let's say 5 to 10 years, but we now see that increases a lot. Inderdaad.
Yeah, there's no development, so that's
yeah.
Thank
But
you.
anyway, although I do not see the colors very good, like green and orange on the, I recognize the things in the picture. So very well, nice.
Thank you. Yeah. So what I said, everybody has a responsibility to get a green social sustainability picture. Huh? So everybody has to can contribute on that. So the government can contribute on financial and economic instruments, information, education, legal instruments, but consumers can also come to action. We all can contribute in a small way to get such a goal better. And companies, and that's where we are going to talk about, can also contribute a lot to come with alternatives or to innovate on those goals. Now I'm going to talk about the CSR, the corporate social responsibility, and that's I think what's coming to us the coming years, and which will affect all of us as consultants, that also our corporate members. And here you have a picture how they translate the sustainability goals to corporate social responsibility. So all those colors and goals are translated in actions, and those actions are a responsibility for corporate companies. And we are now in that transformation. The European Union, I show you later in the next picture, is pushing forward to force companies to take over those goals so that they support their nation, but not only the nation, but the world to get a sustainable world. So how does that work? Here you see a picture of some points which are related from the sustainability goals, which can translate it to the CSR, how you can give them a position in your company. And that helps companies to concentrate on a goal, to report on that, to take their responsibility on that. That's the way it has to go, so that they adapt in a certain way all those targets which are in a sustainability goal. And the European is asking them to report on what they achieve on those goals. That's a very complicated, I don't talk about that, it's a very complicated way of working. But there is a tool how they can clarify what their priorities are to achieve on the sustainability goals. And that's where they have to report on as a company. So when you have a financial report, a quality report, a social report, now you're getting a sustainability report. They can do that alone. So the companies have to collaborate with all their partners which influence their company. So not only what they buy in, which they get delivered on products. For example, for a corporate who has make refrigerators, he needs steel. Steel comes from somewhere in the world. How is this steel produced? So the whole line of such a product must be clarified, and each partner in the chain of the product can clarify his sustainability goals on that product. And finally, the restaurant or the hotel or the catering company or the hospitality says, I have a refrigerator and that produces electricity, or that uses electricity, that's made from steel, etc., etc. And in that way, it's clear what the goals achieved on that product are, and that is part of the CSR. So in the whole way, the report is not reporting about the refrigerator, but about everything your client is achieving in the way he's working. And here you see what that involves. Customers, employees, how are you working with your employees? How are you working with the media? NGOs that are the non-governmental organizations, like Greenpeace, etc. How is your position in that? And that's part of how you are going to make your sustainability report as a final user. Now, this is the timeline. What's the European Union? Frank already said. When is the date when it's coming to us? The really big companies are for this year. The companies who have make a start. You see that on number 3. To start for those in scope of NFRD. NFRD are the big companies with more than 500 employees, and special insurance companies, banks, etc. And then it's going to continue the coming years, and then it will finally, in 2026, you see the small and medium-sized entries, and entities, and that will affect, I think, a lot of corporate members, and finally also a lot of clients of FCSI consultants. So they, in 2026, they need to report on what in a CSR, in what way they have achieved sustainability goals. I hope I made it clear. So that's what is going to come the coming years, and what will affect us all. So the question is, what's our role as a consultant? What can we add in our professional consultant role? And what's the impact for a corporate member? So I explained a few examples what could achieve, or what could come over us. So that's the question. And I think when we make this subject clear for ourselves, we can adapt on this development, and as well as the corporate, as well as the consultant can support their clients to help them in their responsibility of the sustainability goals, and how they have to report on those goals. But that is what they have to do in the CSR. So in the Netherlands, last 2 years, we developed a product. It's focused on the healthcare industry. It's focused on the food and beverage area to help healthcare organizations to make clear what their position is in sustainability on food and beverage. So I want to take you in that program as an example of a product in which we could support, in this case, healthcare organizations. But it's really easy to transform it for a hotel, a caterer. That's no problem. It's called toekomstproof, future-proof, a measure instrument for sustainable food in the healthcare industry. And we did it from out 5 perspectives: organization, employees, and clients, and patients. So that affects the whole area of organization, what the impact is for what you finally deliver to clients and employees. Of course, production and residuals is a big issue, residuals, and residuals has a big impact on sustainability. Maybe you don't know, but worldwide, the whole food chain is responsible for 7% of the CO2 footprint, yes. So, and residuals makes a big part of that. Another thing is the assortment selection. Of course, what you finally present to your employees, clients, patients has to be sustainability. Less meat, more vegetable is an example of that. Business management, how is it organized? And last but not least, procurement is a very important way that needs to be connected in all those perspectives. Otherwise, you can't achieve your goals. So we make a measure instrument. I show you, and I show you a few points how it works. It works with a very simple way. The target of this instrument is that you can clarify your position, where you are. It are 50 questions, so the maximum is a lot of thumbs you can achieve. In that way, it's very clear. So when it's a simple question, a simple achievable target, you get 1 thumb. When it's getting a little bit more critical or difficult, 2 thumbs. And when it's really innovative, which has taken a lot of time to develop, so you are ahead of the market, you reach 3 thumbs. That's the way you get your scores. So the first is organization, employees, patients, and clients, and it's really changeable to other businesses. What I said, to hotels, leisure parks, caterers, that's no problem. So here you see 1 sheet of where are 3 subjects. You see them in blue. In green, the goal you have to achieve, and the requirements. What did you achieve? And here you see that the first one is 1 thumb. The second one you can reach 2 thumbs, and the third one you get 3 thumbs. I pick one out. Let me see. Here are another 3 questions. I take the last one. Employees, health and sustainable eating pattern is supporting by providing nutritional knowledge and skills. So how do you take, how make you clear to your clients, but also to your employees, what you need to achieve to get a better world, to achieve one of those sustainability goals, which you can translate when you achieve this goal. It's very detailed, but it won't be in such a detail in your CSR, in your report, but that's the way it has to work. So the goal is providing knowledge and putting it into practice. And so explain your employees what healthy and sustainable eating is, and that they continue in their pattern to use sustainable and healthy foods. So you achieve it when foods and drinks are also adapted to potential specific barriers of clients and patients. For those who are working in elderly homes or hospitals, it's what I'm doing. It's very, very difficult. People just want, in the Netherlands, vegetables, potatoes, and meat. And when you decrease the portion of meat, meat has a big impact to the CO2 footprint and to the sustainability. You get a lot of discussions. So the method which you use is that way that that people understand it, and that it is ensured that they use healthy and sustainable food. And the explanation on the right side is you don't know what you don't know. That's maybe the biggest issue, which creates the illusion that you know a lot. That's the discussion which especially people who work with clients next to the bed always have the discussions. So that's when you achieve this goal, you get 2 thumbs. That's the way it works. Production and residuals. I pick again one out of all those questions. Take a very difficult one, the last one here. In one of my clients, I'm now trying to get products from farmers. That's another issue, but the third one here is minimize burdensome production process, green energy during preparation. That affects also our corporate members. So how sustainability is the equipment you use, and in what way you can, and the goal is encourage your suppliers to produce more sustainable and or as a healthcare institution also produce in a sustainable way. So what I earlier said, the steel is coming for the refrigerator is coming from somewhere in the world, and is it produced in a sustainable way? So the producer of the refrigerator makes clear which goals he achieved, sustainable goals. He makes that clear in the marketing, in how he sells his equipment. He can use the goals, the 17, to clarify, and he reports that in a CSR, in the corporate social responsibility. He explains that all the products he produces are sustainability. Now, the requirement is use of green energy during the production of foods and the supplier, as well as in our own kitchen. That's very clear, it's very simple. By using green energy in the preparation process, the environment impact is reduced. So you earn 3 times. So here is, I think, a very, very good challenge for us as FCSI, as well corporates, as well professionals, to support the market on such an issue and to clarify the product, but also from the consultants that we have, our professional. We inspired our corporates to achieve those goals and to clarify how they achieved those goals, and we can explain, as well as the corporate, as well as the professional, the client, that he has a good product in which he can also achieve his goals. So that's the whole chain. What is the European Union is trying to achieve. Assortment selection. I pick another one. You see here on the bottom one, you see MTZ Government Healthy Catering. It's going too far to explain that, but in the Netherlands we have a group, a measure instrument, and this instrument is part of it, but where we make it official. How do you call it? It's not. It's an official measure instrument. That's the most simple way to explain it. So the subject here, the last one, is applying promotion and presentation techniques to sustainable and healthy products, and especially not promoting products that do not fall within the categories such as processed meat and processed food. So in the Netherlands, all processed food is not really healthy. So here the goal is presenting in an eye-catching way, makes the choice easier and more obvious, normalize the use of vegetarian and vegan foods, and thereby make a significant contribution to minimize the environment impact of foods. So how do you, no, I don't know the English word, but how do you get your clients so far that in the way of presenting, using the right words, using the right presentation, the right products, and where you deliver a vegetarian or vegan food, and there's no meat, because meat has the biggest impact. Now, the requirement in almost all prominent places, only healthy choices are available at least one day a week. Promotional meals are prepared without meat or fish. Images, advertising materials, brand names, and logos are mainly from, in the Netherlands, it's called the Schijf van 5 products. That are products which are healthy. And that's something we can do as consultants to take our clients in our advice to present their products in that way. And then we help them again to achieve their goals, which they have in the total of their company. There's another one here. The first one is mostly maybe more to a hotel business. In the banquet menu, only vegan and vegetarian options are included. So it's another way of achieving the goal. Offer determined by the organization is to serve as an example so that the individual choices are influenced based on social norms. The standard menu should only contain vegetarian and vegans, 100% plant-based options. Non-vegetarian, vegetarian options should be provided upon request by the bidder. So it's available, non-vegetarian, but it is not presented. So you have to ask for it. So then you push more forward to make better choices that people consume vegetarian, but that has the less impact on the earth. Now, business management that achieves our corporate members. Maybe I take here the first one: equipment in-house or outsourced. Reduce unnecessary purchase of equipment. We as consultants, but also corporates, can think with our clients to consider alternatives to buy new, think about second-hand or lease, and incorporate this approach into, for example, financial facility communication and procurement policies. So not only sell it or place it or advise it, but also communicate that into the company so that people realize that you are take a responsibility to work more sustainability. And it's not always necessary to have equipment under own management. Second-hand devices or lease constructions are often more sustainability, but also cheaper. So you see, that's one term. It's not complicated, and we can do it tomorrow. And we help our client, and we help the world, the European Union, to achieve those goals. Take a difficult one. True pricing, the second one. It's coming up through pricing, very complicated issue. Pay the real price for a product. The supplier of a product can demonstrate how the price of the product is built up. So it has to be transparent, and it has also in this that every company who is involved to produce the product has get the right price. That's true pricing. So the producer of the steel, the company who has got the iron somewhere out of a mine, everybody has to get their true price. And when it's clear, it has to be clear, then the final client pays the true price. That's very difficult to make that clear, but if you, and that's, I think, a nice challenge for our corporates, if you can make that clear, you have a true price, you contribute to sustainability, and the client, in this case, in the measure, gets 3 terms. Finally, procurement. That's not so my cup of tea, but I take one part of it. The first one here is very easy, the one thumb. Coffee, tea, coca, palm oil, and soya meet sustainable requirements, meeting sustainable environment, social, and deforesting-free requirements. So you see by the requirements, there are some labels, products has to care. So when the procurement department only buys those products when they have a certification with that label. And with this assortment, means the entire portfolio of consumer products that are purchased. So you buy in good products which contribute to a sustainable world. So that's my presentation about this subject. So where it comes from, Millennium Goals to sustainability goals. Sustainability goals are adapted from the United Nations to the European Union. European Union now forces companies, now the bigger ones, the banks, the insurance companies who have more than 500 employees. But in 2026, all the small and medium-sized companies has to take their responsibility to report on that in their corporate social responsibility report. And we can support them. And this is just an example with such a measurement instrument to clarify where their position is in the part food and beverage of sustainability.
Oh, thank you very much, Anton. So I would like to start with a question, if possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this what you presented here, that's a development you have done yourself for your company, or is that something that's, you know, it's a product you can sell as a consultant to your clients, right?
No, you can use it. You
can use it.
Yeah. So we developed it in with the Ministry of Healthcare. In 2 years ago, we developed it. because we saw that it's very difficult to clarify where you are in sustainability when you look in the bigger part of all the components which influences sustainability in food and beverage.
Mm.
And that's nice of our position as corporates and professionals. The equipment involves the sustainability, but also the product and the way how you handle the product, the way where you buy your products, the way you present a kind of assortment to your clients.
Mm.
So it all involves sustainability on food and beverage. And that was our, and in the healthcare, there's a lot of food and beverage, a lot of millions, billions of euros are going in the healthcare industry. And the Ministry of Healthcare in the Netherlands has asked us from how can we help all the business in the healthcare industry to clarify where they are. And that's the development of this product. They paid for it, so it's everybody can use it. And when they use it, they know where they are. They can, based on the number of tons, they can, or by support of an FCSI consultant, of whatever, make a plan of action, what you are going to do. And where are you taking your priorities? Is your assortment chips, fish, whatever? You have left tons, and you say, okay, we have to do something about our assortments, and then you make a plan of action to change your assortments, and that's where the professional consultant is coming in. And after a year, you do again this measure, and you say, okay, I have more tons on assortment, so I achieved a lot of goals. That's the
I
way.
remember, working, with hospitals, for them, every hospital is obliged to do that. So they have to do that because they always have more than 500 at a certain year in Germany, for instance. So they need to do that. And food and beverage it's a big, big, big part always. Yeah. So cost-wise and, how people rate a hospital, for instance. Yeah. So, but also, what we have is, a lot of discussions, fake discussions. Yeah, people feel that they do something, but at the end of the day, it's a system. It's a whole system, and very difficult to find something to measure your progress or measure how far you are. That's the reason why I like that so much. Yeah, so that's something people want to see. They can click on it, say, 500 thumbs, or I have 10 thumbs. Yeah.
Yeah. So it gives on a very easy way. It clarifies your position, and it helps. And I think we as professionals can support the clients to help them to make a plan of action.
Yeah.
And we can provide them with our knowledge how to handle.
Yeah. Now, I remember, I don't know if somebody from you remember that 2008, we had a conference in Beijing. Maybe not everybody is remembering that. And that was Clara P. Presenting her plan for CO2 neutral food and beverage in Hong Kong hospitals.
I know the
So
presentation.
so you remember that we had the same presentation in Stockholm again, I guess, in one of the conferences, and she achieved the goal with many actions, but mainly she just she just developed a menu plan for the year that is vegetarian, vegan, and locally sourced. So she took out the meat at the end. You can buy a book. It was just saying $10 US, and I would try to find it. A very nice recipe book. You can use, mostly Asian, of course, but very nice. And we have a client, Google, and Google is exactly as you said. They developed that in every canteen, so you cannot present meat. Yeah, so we had to put, all the salad bars, vegetable options, healthy drinks in one position. And then, if you want to have meat, it was on the menu, but that was the long queue. and only you have to wait until they have done something because they don't want to waste.
Yeah.
So it's a different approach. Yeah. So and people then just stay.
Yeah.
You know that from your own part.
And that are very practical ways to do it. That you have to search the meat or to wait for the meat. That's one of the questions. And then that's specialized in the assortment paragraph perspective. So you touch every element which is part of the food and beverage progress, and you help coming up to 2026 to clarify for the company where they stand on sustainability of food and beverage, and that's how it works. So when our corporates, I don't know at this moment how, but when there are big ones, it is the European Union, and after 2027, I don't know if you saw that, but in the timeline, 2028, all the non-European companies require to report when they have 150 million revenue in one or more subsidiary or branch. So when a product is coming from the United States, produced there, and the company is bigger than 150 million, in 2028, they have to clarify their responsibility in their CSR, the corporate social responsibility. So they have to make clear what their product is. So we are a worldwide organization. So when we can make not a USP, but when we can contribute and get our FCSI corporate members, the producers, in advance to clarify this, for them now then I can use the word USP to sell their products in Europe, for example. And we can use our knowledge as professional to help our clients to make in 2026 the small and medium-sized entries, to help them to make the corporate social responsibility report.
Well, you see that here in the comments already. Ludwig Spiegel from LKN, he that that they will use green steel. I know that, yeah. So, but if the canteen is only serving bulletin, so then what is it? Yeah. So then it's just green steel. So it's always a system. Yeah. So how you use that sustainable energy, the full thing. But for me, it was the first time I saw one of our allies, using that for marketing. But I think, Ludwig, you have the same in your company. You have to provide that sustainability report now, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So,
Based on
I'm
number of
maybe
employees.
maybe we can have that one, as an example. How the companies is also, other companies here in our industry, how they're dealing with that. Yeah. So it's not just one product. So it is the whole system. It's how you treat your suppliers. You have real prices. You using what you're feeding your people. So, yeah. So which projects you're doing. It's a whole thing. So that but it makes it more difficult, I would say. Yeah. So then I have a question here from Danny Potter. So Danny, maybe you can explain that you were for the vegetables, right? So if the vegetables coming from somewhere outside the European Union with one flight full of cabbage from China, so that's of course not sustainable. Yeah. So, but if it comes from close to Amsterdam for Amsterdam hospitals, then better, right?
Yeah, but that when you say it like this, we accept it all, huh? But the goal is to clarify that. So
Yes.
the producer of that vegetable in China has to clarify, and that will be after when it's a non-European company, it will be after 2028.
Yeah.
He has to clarify how that product is produced. Everybody because all those goals when he's not using life on land, not good, or he's not treating well his employees. Yeah, it's in that way that product at the beginning is not a sustainable product.
Mhm.
Just by producing it, and then you get transport in that way. When it's a plane which would be empty to fly back to Amsterdam, yeah, that's also not sustainable. So everybody in that chain, and that's why the corporate social responsibility reports will be very important, because in that way, for example, KLM or Lufthansa will explain why they transport those vegetables from China to Amsterdam, because otherwise they have an empty plane. In that way. So then now we assume it's not sustainable, but in this example, maybe the transport will be very sustainable.
Mhm. But you also have a change, of course, in customer behavior. So they will probably, if you tell them that's from China, so they will probably go to the other product.
Yeah, that's another, of course, another thing, and that's why who has to come to action? The consumer. When we buy in the supermarkets all those Chinese products, yeah, they will be produced and they will be delivered and they will be transported. So the consumer, when they stop to buy those products, yeah, they at a certain moment they will not come into the supermarket anymore.
Yeah. Then Roger had the next questions here. So they're saying, can we get a copy of the presentation? Yes, we do that. And there's also maybe Giuliano Eleni can explain. So we have YouTube, SoundCloud, whatever webpage. So where we will then later make that available for everybody.
Yeah, no problem.
So CSR is tax deductible. So that depends on the country, I would say, right?
Yeah, it's to make the CSR report. It's a very complicated way of making that. So I don't talk about it because that's another issue. But it's our company costs. I'm not sure if there is a tax at this moment, so I didn't get on that. But as I said, companies in the Netherlands have to make a financial report, a social report, a quality report, and now there will be a corporate social responsibility report. And in the last one, that's what I tried to explain. They clarify how they are handling with all this sustainability issues and what they achieved. Yeah.
So, but for me, that would be tax is always a country thing, and some they are. So then it's just for a client easy to contract a consultant, right? FCSI consultant, of course, and let them do that. Then it's 100% tax deductible. Yes.
Yeah. Then the company costs. So yeah.
Yes. So next question was, who evaluates how many points a company receive in the categories? Will there be new responsibilities for this, or an example, people who do nothing other than actually check and access all these points? That was similar to the question I had. Yeah. So who is doing these checks? The thumbs and things. Who is checking that? So the companies, can they do it internally, or somebody else needs to do that? So that's certified consultants, for instance, or
yeah, that's what we are developing now. We try to develop in Netherlands to get it an official instrument and to get a kind of control system on it. Otherwise, it's greenwashing. When they do it themselves and they fill up what here stands 3 times everywhere. Yeah, you're not honest to yourself. But that is what we are trying to develop in the Netherlands. But it's very, very, very complicated because, and I think that's in the whole European Union at this moment, there is still not a sense of urgency. Everybody is talking about sustainability,
Yes.
and everybody is taking a very, very small part in it. And then he says, I'm doing very well, whereas this gives a hand to measure it, be honest to yourself. And I think when we as professionals do the measure together with the client, then make a plan of actions together with the client, maybe, and that's the way we try to handle now in the Netherlands, to inform a network of experts, to invite an expert on a certain subject to help the client when it's a priority for him to develop. When it's on procurement, get an expert on procurement for sustainable products and help them to get forward, make a small group in the company to achieve their goals. That's the way how we now try to get it to the market in the Netherlands. But there is no sense of urgency.
Yeah, so people, you know, as always, you know, 1 year before, everybody panics and then try and, you know, actually, you know, what we had here in Germany, Austria, so we had initiative coming from Austria, actually, for an ISO called 2700, that means the Guidelines for Management Consultancy Service. So, and that makes it very easy if you have something like this system you develop, put in an ISO norm, and then giving certificates trained in or certified after ISO or something. That helps normally a lot, but it's a very long process. Yeah? So you have to get into committee, and then you have to develop the norm. But I think that's the only way to prevent greenwashing.
Yeah, I agree totally with you. And that's a chance for us, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yes. So, what is we can ask here Götz Barker, so who was trained in that, and it's a lady called Ensfelder. I will ask how we can do that, because that would be great. Yeah. So if you put it in the ISO norm, we train the people around that, or it's an FCSI white paper. So train for that would also help, you know, at least for our business.
Yeah.
What we have. So if you have a hospital, so hospitals need that. So and we have a lot of experience, you know, with the things you developed or you using in the Netherlands, with what Clara used in Hong Kong. So we can put a lot, add a lot to that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So it's 9, isn't it? 10.
Yeah.
Sorry,
10.
9. Is it somewhere else in the UK probably? So thank you very much, Anton. You know, I think, you know, we need to dive deeper into that within the year, because we also have to make sure that nobody, you know, is using that for greenwashing. You know, we have that in the hotel industry at the moment, or since 2 years or 3 years, everybody is developing a green stamp for something. You know, we have the LEED, you have this certification, that certification, and you have a green stamp, you have a green building, you have a green hotel, you have a green. Everything is green now. So customers don't see that. So that we don't have that in our industry. That would be great. Yeah. So if we can help with that. Thank you very much. And then have a great day. Bye-bye. See you next time. Thank you, Anton.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you,
Pleasure.
Anton.
Bye-bye.
Well done.